There she is. Sheri Satterly's with us. Frankfort Independent Schools Superintendent. How are you, Sheri?
I'm great. I love that you love the Trapper Keeper. You know they still have those.
I think I've heard that. Yeah, I don't feel like are they as fun as they used to be?
They look exactly like I remember them.
Well, sweet. But the kids don't love them like we did.
No.
So why not?
Like my children just breezed by them in the school supply aisle. It was not like, oh, cool, there's my Trapper Keeper.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean they were the thing, the status symbol of choice. Like what happened? Why don't kids care about them now?
I always liked the little notebook. I mean, they were notebooks, but the cover of the notebook was like vinyl, and it was like embossed, and then you could put a piece of paper over it and like trace, and then you had a picture.
Yeah.
Did you ever have one of those? Are old. I mean, that's old school.
Stickers were huge.
Stickers.
Lots of stickers.
Do you remember Lisa Frank?
Somebody in the comments. I don't know. So you all are gonna have to explain.
Lisa Frank. It was probably more pink and purple, but you could buy like Lisa Frank sets that had the notebook and the pencils and the stickers that all matched in the pencil pouch.
That's after my time.
Okay.
That's a little too fancy. But Mindy Greenwell does say that was her favorite thing, was shopping for new Lisa Frank folders.
Lisa Frank.
I'm gonna have to look it up because I bet if I saw it, I would recognize it.
You would recognize it.
Because we're from the same time period. I think I'm probably a little bit older, but
a little bit older.
Yeah. We won't tell anybody that though. So I'm going to hand it over to Kathy.
Okay.
Kathy's got all the questions for the Frankfort schools.
Well, you've been in Frankfort for a year now, right? Last year was your first year, and we didn't get to have you on last year. So this is really your first time on the show. So I thought we'd take this opportunity to just learn a little bit about you, your background, where you're from. So take it away.
Okay. I'm a talker, Kathy.
Okay.
So you might have to
We'll cut you off if we have to.
I'm sure you will. I'm originally from Danville.
God's country. Best place on earth. Okay.
Scott loves Danville.
Proceed.
I'm going to say Frankfort's the best place on earth.
Hey!
I've been here for 20. Okay. Cool.
You may have needed to sit between us. Like Scott and I go way back, so we're gonna
Danville roots.
I'm originally from Danville. Graduated from Danville High School. Went on to college at Cumberland College and Eastern, and did all those things. Taught at Hogsett Elementary in Danville, and stayed in Danville Independent for 18 years. It's the only other place I've been, and now I'm here.
So why the change? If you've been there that long, that's where you're from. What made you think, I think I'll go to Frankfort?
Yeah.
What made you come to your senses?
There you go. That's a good way to put it. I was in the market for maybe looking into a superintendency, but very picky.
Yeah.
Didn't have to have a job, had a job. So when I saw the headline that Dr. Barber was leaving, I was like, ooh, let me look at Frankfort Independent, because I'm very picky.
Yeah.
And I want a certain demographic and a certain size. I love the small. This is smaller than Danville.
Oh,
but
is it? Okay.
Yes, Danville's about 1,900 students. We're sitting yesterday at 926.
Oh, wow.
So which is high.
Yeah.
But I wanted small, independent, very diverse.
Yeah.
Not just for me, but for my children.
Sure. So what has, tell us about your experience so far. I mean, you come to Frankfort, it's new. What are things you're enjoying about it, your favorite parts of being at Frankfort Independent?
My favorite parts of being at Frankfort Independent. I love that I come to work every day and it doesn't feel like work. Teachers are there for kids. Staff are there for kids every day. They're at the table doing what's right for kids. I have a Board of Education who very much supports the Frankfort Independent students and want to do what's best for kids, and that helps me to lay my head down at night and sleep well.
Yeah. Well, just like everywhere, we were talking about Jefferson County. There are challenges. So what do you see as the challenges specifically for your district?
One of our biggest challenges, I would say, is financial. Most districts get a lot of their revenue from property taxes. We don't get a lot of property taxes because a lot of property that sits inside our district is state and federal property, so it's exempt from property taxes. So we have to be really careful about our budget and how we spend things, and that's probably our biggest challenge. I'm constantly watching pennies.
Right. Oh,
and thinking, how can we do that better, and how can we maximize our funds in this area? Right. So
I know that the students there, are all Frankfort Independent, but we get a lot of
Tuition.
Tuition students, transfers or from out of district. So have you seen, well, you've only been here a year. At one point they were seeing a big increase in our tuition students. So what do you think the draw is?
I think the draw or multiple draws are the small. And we put a big focus on small class size also. Right. Our board is very generous in how they fund staffing. They fund kindergarten very low. They fund all the other grades, even the upper grades. State cap size is 31, but we fund it 25-1. Okay. So it's just that, I think it's just that one-to-one attention. There's not a student that somebody doesn't know their name. I think we draw because of our dual credit classes. We had 11 students graduate last year with an associate's degree, and we had about 38 rising freshmen request that pathway, that associate's degree pathway through Kentucky State University. So just access to opportunities, I think. And we sit around 30% tuition.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. So the dual credit thing is awesome. I mean, not only for kids who have that experience, but also for parents who don't have to pay for that amount of education that they're getting in post-secondary. So that's awesome. Love that.
And even if the parents did have to pay, currently we pay for those dual credit classes. They get so many scholarships through the Kentucky Higher Education Assistance Authority, but beyond that we pay. But even if they did pay, the classes right now at K-State are $240 a class. It's still a huge savings over what you're going to pay if you have to take that when you go to a post-secondary institution.
Yeah. Well, I would say, again, you've been here a year and 2 weeks. Tell us about this first 2 weeks, how that's gone. Because last year you were new, like you said, you'd only been here 30 days, and you just really had to kind of learn the ropes and everything. Now you've been here a year. We're in 2 weeks. What have you learned? How has the first start of the year gone?
I mean, it's been great. I mean, we've had normal first week hiccups, but we didn't have to close school because of buses. Now, I will say that my heart goes out to Jefferson County. We are struggling to find bus drivers too, and we only need 5.
Yeah.
We don't need as many as they need. And it's $35 an hour is one thing, but it's just a very focused, you have to have this to do this.
Right.
So, and there's no way around that right now. Like for teachers and the teacher shortage, there are options around certification that there are alternate ways to certification. There is no alternate way to a CDL license.
Right. Yeah, you just have to
you just have to have it, and you have to have the school bus endorsement on top of it. So my heart does go out to them. I feel sorry for Jefferson County right now because I can't imagine having to manage that when I'm having trouble finding 5.
Right.
You know. But the last 2 weeks have been great. My favorite, I guess, what's different from last year is that last year on the first day of school, I think I left after school was out, and I called my mom, and I'm going to make her watch this. She doesn't know I'm on here today, but hi, Mom.
Hey.
I'll make her watch it later. I called my mom, and I was in tears, and she was like, "What is wrong with you?" And I said, "I don't know any of these kids."
Oh, yeah.
And I'm that person that I want to know every kid.
Right, yeah.
And this year, I know almost all of them.
Yeah.
So that's a big difference for me, like the comfort level. I'd been on the job 30 days when we started school last year. Now I've been 365. So big difference.
What does the day-to-day look like for you, Sheri? Are you kind of go school to school? I mean, are you in the high school some and in Second Street some, or?
I try to start my day in the schools most days. Today I didn't get to because I had some things I needed to take care of before I came here. But when I leave here, I'll go straight to the schools, and I try to get in the schools every single day. Some days I'm out of the district and I can't do that, but it just looks different depending on the days. Try to get in schools every day, spend a lot of time every day with my finance officer, just making sure that everything's taken care of. And my HR director, he and I sit pretty close. Lots of one-on-one touches with district level administrators and principals, just because I try to make sure my district level team realizes that we are there to support the schools, even though we are at the district level. So try to spend as much time focused on principals and making sure.
Well, I know that there has been issues with, as with anywhere, staffing, not only for the bus drivers, but for finding teachers. So when I was in school, all of my teachers were teachers that had been there forever. There were some we were like, I can't believe they're still teaching. But now I see that there's a lot of brand new teachers. And so is that a concern, or should parents be like, oh, good, they're going to come in fresh?
I don't really know how, I don't know how, I think as a parent and as an educator, I think they're coming in fresh, and we have the chance in this district to mold them into what we need them to be, is how I feel.
Yeah.
It doesn't new teachers don't concern me at all.
Okay.
And we started a new teacher induction program this year for all of our new, not just brand new teachers, but new to our district
New to the
teachers.
district.
So, because we very much feel like there is a Frankfort Independent way. And so not only are we inducting them to what it means to be an educator, but what it means to be an educator in Frankfort,
Gotcha.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, totally. I mean, I went there. I know.
Yeah.
So, again, one of the things that I loved about the Frankfort Independent School District was, again, the size, but then the traditions that are there. And this, the kids know we're going to do this, or, this is something we do. Now, like at the high school, they do the senior clap in, and the clap out, and the cry day, and the parades. And have you, again, you came from Danville, so you just have the one. I mean, is that special to our district? Is that something that other districts are doing?
I can say, and Scott had asked me before we aired, like, what was the change in Danville? And I think that was one of the changes in Danville for me, is that's what I remember Danville Independent being like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And when I came here, it's like, wow. I mean, the homecoming parade to me last year was breathtaking, just because it felt like I had taken a step back in time.
Right.
And I do think those things occur elsewhere, but they're not as special as they are here.
Well, I remember, in high school, and again, with the parade, each class does their own float, and it's just something that the students can really take pride in and be a part of together, and show off at the end of the week for homecoming. So it's things like that I think are just one of the things that make it.
And homecoming, I think off the top of my head, if it's a Friday, is September 22nd this year. We've already got it planned. We already have a district-wide pep rally planned, so look for those details.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Second Street kids love to come out, too, and get in the parade route. It's so cute.
Sherry, which of the elementary schools did you go to in Danville?
I went to Hogsett.
Okay.
And then you taught there. Okay, cool.
Mary G. Hogsett.
Mary G. Hogsett. Don't go in the bathroom and say Mary G. 5 times in the mirror.
That's right.
Oh, my God.
That's right. Forgot about that. Yeah. So Mary G. Hogsett, Edna L. Tolliver, and Jenny Rogers. Yeah. Were the 3 legendary educators from Danville. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We did a short film about it.
I'm not surprised.
It may not be factual.
May not be.
So anything else?
Well, I just want to say welcome. A year later, welcome to our community, welcome to our district. We're glad to have somebody who is excited as we are about the traditions of Frankfort High, Frankfort Independent, that just wants to keep those things going.
I'm not crying. I've got eye contacts that are going nuts right now. It's an issue.
I thought you were touched by our conversation.
Yeah, I have cried on plenty of times on this show, I'm sure, but I can't. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
But Sherry, before we let you go, what do you have our question of the day? What's your favorite part of going back to school after summer break when you were a kid?
When I was a kid, I would probably say the school supplies. When I was a kid, it was more about the school supplies than it was the clothes for me.
Yeah,
and I still love office supplies. Like, it has to be the right pen, it has to be the right notebook, it has to be everything. Now, if I'm gonna segue that question to what was my favorite part this year, was watching my 5-year-old walk into kindergarten by himself.
Oh, big year.
Yes.
Okay.
And he was adamant that I not walk him in.
Yeah.
That he get out of the car in the car rider line, just like
that's
everybody
hard.
else.
I went in with mine kindergarten, and I hung around for a minute. Click, click, click.
And I will say, with the clothes, I feel like my 10-year-old is in the back-to-school clothes phase.
Yeah,
but it's more about the shoes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, the shoes.
It's more about he calls it the shoe. It's more about the shoes for him, and are they drip? And are they Riz?
Oh, I don't
Like,
even know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about the shoes, and if there's any spot of dirt on the shoes, I have to get the magic eraser out.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's
Kindergarten?
No, this is my 10-year-old.
I was gonna say,
No.
Dang.
This is my 5th grader.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's very, very OCD about the shoes.
Yes, okay. Well, I get
5th
it.
grade was a tough time.
Yeah, we just
Lots
finished
of
5th
judgment.
grade.
Lots of judgment from the other
Oh,
5th graders.
6th grade's a little been rough already, so we'll see.
Well, Sheri, thanks for being here. Thanks for
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna have to come back when there's like
Yeah.
stuff going on.
Scott will tell you I love a stage.
You know
Give
the
me a
ropes.
microphone.
Okay.
Give-
Yeah. Thanks for bringing more Danville to Frankfort. The more we can do that, I think the more it even just gets better and better here.
Oh.
She's not saying it. She's jaded a little bit.
We love Scott, we love Sheri, and now with the influence that they have brought to Frankfurt has been a contribution. So
Yeah. The more the better.
Yeah.
The more. Yeah. Okay.
I'm just going to sit here and
Yeah,
smile.
that's right. All right.